Good morning, everyone. Are you ready for another week of stories? So am I. Today's story is called Harriet, You'll Drive Me Wild by Mem Fox. Harriet was a pesky child. She didn't mean to be, she just was. One morning at breakfast, she knocked over a glass of juice, just like that. Her mother didn't yell, so instead she said, "Harriet, my darling child." "I'm sorry," said Harriet, and she was. At snack time, she dribbled jam all over her jeans, just like that. Her mother didn't like to yell, so instead she said, "Harriet, my darling child, Harriet, you'll drive me wild." "I'm sorry," said Harriet, and she was. Before lunch, when Harriet was painting a picture, she dripped paint onto the carpet, just like that. Her mother didn't like to yell, so instead she said, "Harriet, my darling child, Harriet, you'll drive me wild." "Harriet, sweetheart, what are we to do?" "I'm sorry," said Harriet, and she was. At lunch, Harriet slid off her chair, and the tablecloth came with her, just like that. Her mother didn't yell, so instead she said, "Harriet, my darling child, Harriet, you'll drive me wild. Harriet, sweetheart, what are we to do?" "Harriet Harris, I'm talking to you." "I'm sorry," said Harriet, and she was. Later that afternoon, when Harriet was meant to be napping, she ripped open a pillow just like that, and thousands of feathers flew in every direction. There was terrible silence. Then Harriet's mom began to yell, and she yelled and she yelled and she yelled. "I'm sorry," Harriet cried. "I'm really, really sorry." Harriet's mother took a breath. "I know you are," she said, hugging Harriet tight. "I'm sorry too. I shouldn't have yelled, and I wish I hadn't. But sometimes it happens, just like that." Big mess," said Harriet. "A very big mess," said her mother, and she started to laugh. And they laughed and they laughed and they went on laughing as they picked up the feathers everywhere.